Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to make a really easy old school card. I'm going to make a shaker card. So it's not really old school, it's just I haven't made one for about 1,000 years. So I have the Spellbinders 2026. This is the June card kit, and this is the small die of the month, and it creates this really cute sea turtle, and it's just adorable. I love it. You do have a little banner there which I showed you, it says mahalo, and so but with the die itself you can either cut it straight into the cardstock like I've done here, and then put a piece of acetate at the back of it to create a window, which is what I'm doing today. And by adding the extra foam, we're going to create a well for the sequins to sit into. This is just sequins I've had for about 1,000 years. I thought I'd better use it. So I've put one layer, this is thin foam, so I've put one layer on there, and I'm going to add a second layer on top of it. The key thing is wherever you want your sequins or your beads or your whatever's going in your shaker, wherever they are, you want to make sure that they are not going to escape. So I'm just making sure that wherever I've got the foam for the well part where the sequence will be is completely sort of up against itself and flush, so that it's not going to allow anything to escape. So but this die set is super cute. I just love it. I love all the tropical stuff, but I chose this month to swap out my club kits. Not this month, we're in July now, but but in the June kits. And so once we've got the the foam doubled up, I've then added some extra just to give it some support on the rest of the front piece. And then what I decided to do was take a powder tool and just wipe along the edges before I took the sticky off the top, because obviously you don't want to do that beforehand, otherwise you'll end up putting, you know, powder on the sticky bit and it won't stick. So I then added the sequins, and I just kind of shimmied it around to see if I had enough on there. Sometimes I put too much, sometimes I don't put enough. So yeah, just do it by eye, and whatever you think looks right, then that's the right thing. And then very carefully I'm going to take off the backers from the panel, and I have a slightly smaller darker turquoisey sort of color cardstock. All this cardstock was just whatever I had in my stash. I'm just trying to use up what I've got. And then I'm just lining that up at the back, minus my fingers, and then rubbing down against the foam to make sure it sticks together. And then there we have our little shaker, and it just does its shakety thing, as Tim Holtz always says. So I have a white card base, but before I actually stick that to the front, because it's quite chunky, not super thick or anything that you can't get it in a normal envelope, but it's chunky enough that you, if you want to stamp something on the inside, it's just easier when you haven't put it on the front yet. And so I'm using one of the stamp sets from the Clear Stamp and Die of the month for Spellbind for June 2026 as well. And it's got a bit smushed because I had too much ink on it, so it looks a bit blah. But I went with it, and it dried out okay. And this one's also gone out the door, and my friend seemed okay with it, so I was fine. And so all these stamps also coordinate and sort of work with a sort of tropical ocean summer kind of vibe. So I loved it. I just think it's such a sweet club kits for June. They were just really sweet. Stay tuned though for July's ones. I'm just waiting for them to come in, and then I will be creating some fun stuff with them. But yeah, they are Christmas in July, and yes, I have started on my Christmas and my Halloween, so stay tuned for that too. So anyway, I just got some tape on the back, and this is going to fit the front of the card base, just to cover the entire thing. I don't normally do this because I just don't line things up very well, and I don't always like the look of it, but I went with this one. And then for my little turtle and the banner, I'm just using some foam across it to sort of lift it a little bit away from the card base. I just thought that would be a nice touch. So I've got some thin, like skinny foam adhesive. It's probably about 2mm thick in height, and I've just added that to the banner. And then I've got some thinner, sort of maybe 1mm high, little square foam dots, foam squares, that I'm adding to the turtle. So they're going to be different heights, but I think with the bulk of the you know, the shaker card itself, and then with all the foam on there and adding more foam to the front, I mean, dimension is life, as can't think what her name is now. Anyway, dimension is life. If you know, you know. I can't think what her name is. Laura Basson. I want to say Lauren, but I don't think it's Lauren. I think it's Laura. Anyway, so that's the basics of the card. And then I decided to grab some just self-adhesive twinkly gem things, just clear ones. I thought they could look like bubbles, or at least that's what's going on in my head. And so I just added 3 of them, 3 different sizes, and just sporadic as I could get it, and it just adds a little bit of extra. So I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. This was a really cool die. I love this die. Oh, what I meant to say is the die also can cut out the whole window, so you can have it as a separate piece altogether. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. This was a fun card to make. I haven't done shakers for a million years, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.